welcome to another art vlog, and this week I have got something that was one of these pieces where it kind of just took a life of its own. It resonates a lot with me at the moment because I am taking risks, I'm investing in myself, like good risks, not like scary risks. I mean, they're a little scary, but they're not like life-threatening. And I'm investing in myself a lot. Wow, it is like too warm today. Too warm. My goodness. Like, I'm usually freezing out here, but actually it's too warm. So I'm gonna show you the video of this piece being created, and I actually started it, I looked it up, I started it on the 8th of September last year, 2021, and it is now March the 18th, and I have finished it today. Having had a massive outpouring yesterday. Yesterday was a terrible day emotionally. I felt so unsure, insecure, really kind of like spiraling and just having all this self-doubt. I managed to pull myself back out of that, and this piece really just took off. And sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it feels like you're kind of like channeling something and it just flows out onto the canvas. And those times are amazing. So I'm going to just start watching the replay on my iPad here, and I'm just going to go through what I'm doing and how it felt at this time. Okay. So it took me a long time to decide on the pose. I took a few photos as reference and drew them both, I think, and then I kind of combined the elements that I liked from each. And it took a lot of time to really hone in on. I knew kind of what I wanted to do. The idea being that, you know, when it feels scary to jump, that's exactly when you jump, because you know that you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. I didn't feel terribly confident about where it was going, and you can kind of see from the amount of iteration that I'm doing, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I tried putting in mountains and like a starry sky, and I just can't quite figure out how to do it. Interestingly, I have created a piece since called Neuroplasticity, and it does feature mountains and a starry scene and similar colours to what I was going for here. So I think maybe it was like two ideas kind of jostling for position, and actually they did better separately. Who knows? Elizabeth Gilbert talks about how she believes that ideas are like a bit like spirits that come to you, they visit you, and they see if you're receptive, because they want like they want to be like channeled into this world, and that is exactly how it feels sometimes. So I'm getting a little bogged down in like details. I'm trying it every which way to try and find a way that I feel comfortable. And it's about this point that I completely abandon this piece and I move on to something else. Bear in mind that this was 6 months ago that I did this. I was in a different place, like spiritually, emotionally, mentally, different space. And this is where I started yesterday. I took everything back, I redrew it, I simplified, I tweaked the pose again. I think I'm going for something a little bit more stylistic here. I'm trying to be less literal, and kind of just break out a little bit. Yeah, hands are always tricky, always. Like, they take me such a long time to do, because so often they just look like banana peels at the end of the arms. You know, I resize a couple of things. It's important to me that I get proportion right, but I'm trying not to get bogged down. Elizabeth Gilbert, and I think I've also read it somewhere else, maybe The War of Art, is that the Greeks or the Romans, I can't remember, I'd have to look it up, but believed that you had a genius. It wasn't that you were a genius, it's that you had one, and this genius kind of existed separate to you. And you know, if you created something that kind of flopped and it wasn't very good, you know, it wasn't your fault, it was your genius's fault, that your genius was just kind of naff, kind of lame. you know, and I like that idea because it takes a lot of pressure off the creator to be this like this miraculous creator. The text took me a long time. Like, I knew what I wanted to say, I knew the quote, but it took me a long time to get the position right. I read it so many times. I add in my signature when I remember, because I usually forget at the end. Oh, so many rewritings, so many going over, you know. This is all me just writing it out by hand. I could use a font, but I like the organic feel of handwriting. And then it's just last tweaks. More rewriting, reorganizing, and adjusting. Stars, and yeah, there it is. Okay. We got there in the end. Like, I can't believe that I feel like this today, because yesterday I just felt so bad. Oh my god. But I pulled myself out of it, and that is the difficult thing. I did it. And in essence, you know, I still kept the original idea. I wanted this pose to be kind of like leaping, but like in a joyous way, like, you know, leaping into something exciting. I wanted to have a starry sky. I got my starry sky. This is a motif that shows up often in my work. Moons and stars and celestial bodies are very much something that I love. And yeah, I wanted her to look like she was having fun. And then that quote, which is, it says it's Abel Morales, but I've seen it on the internet as other people, and I'm not really sure exactly where it comes from, but I really liked it, because the whole idea is that if you don't get out of your comfort zone, if you don't do things that feel scary, like, you will never grow, and you will never become the person that you can be, that you are capable of being, and maybe the person that you're meant to be. So much of 2022 is about this for me. It's jumping out of my comfort zone and into something that feels uncertain, but I know that that is where the growth is. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. If it resonated with you, give it a like, subscribe to my channel. I try and do weekly vlogs, if not every week, every 2 weeks, and I am also on Instagram at Jessica April Art for my art stuff, and jessica.a.pellegrini for all my personal stuff. But it's not like a private account. Like, anybody can follow me. All of those links are down in the description. I have a website also. Please come and take a look. All of my things are for sale, prints and such. I also have a deck of affirmation cards, and right now I just feel like I'm trying to pack too much information into the end. So I will leave you, fine folks, and I will come back soon for another video. Bye!